Have you seen the new leaked drone footage? Within hours of this video dropping, the drone community completely lost its mind. But here's what I want you to understand before we go any further. Most of the coverage you have seen so far is totally focused on the wrong things. People on Reddit are arguing about the name. The comment sections are full of wild guesses. But buried inside this footage are major details that almost every big outlet completely missed. That is the real story here. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what this drone is. You will learn why it matters much more than people realize. You will also find out what DJI absolutely has to get right to make it worth your hard-earned money. Stay with me right until the end, because this one is going to surprise you. Before we analyze the specific details, let's talk about why this footage is even worth your time. In a wild world of drone leaks, not everything that looks like a prototype is actually real. There are clever hobbyists and builders who can make a custom drone look very convincing. They can easily fool a casual viewer. But the person in this video is Igor Bogdanov. He is not just a random guy with a 3D printer and a glue gun. He is a very well-known figure in the European drone testing community. He has legitimate access to early-stage hardware. More importantly, the setup he was using tells a clear story all on its own. This was not a casual Sunday flight, just to get some nice sunset shots. There was a laptop actively running on the ground right beside him. He had a full portable power station to keep everything charged during long sessions. He was clearly doing multiple battery cycles. This is exactly what a professional field data collection session looks like. Companies pay expert testers to do exactly this when they need real-world performance data. So, when I say this footage is highly credible, I mean it. The drone itself is almost certainly real. It is a genuine DJI product in active development, and the details are really worth studying. Let us do what the rest of the internet mostly failed to do. Let us actually look at this thing very carefully. The single most revealing element of any DJI drone is the propeller guard design. DJI is always incredibly consistent with this specific part. For example, the Avitus series uses deep, solid duct guards. They are built for aerodynamic thrust and high speed. You can easily recognize them from across a field. However, the guards on this leaked prototype are completely different. They are wide, they are thin, and they are symmetrical. They use a very open grill style. If you have ever held a Neo 2, you will immediately recognize this exact design philosophy. These are consumer-friendly, lightweight, and palm-safe guards. They are specifically designed so you can safely hand the drone to a complete beginner. That detail alone tells me we are firmly looking at something in a Neo family territory. Multiple sharp-eyed viewers also noted something else. This drone looks slightly bigger than the Neo 2. It is not dramatically huge, but it is noticeably larger. Someone even compared its shape and silhouette to the Hover Air X1. That is a very interesting observation. That specific drone carved out a massive niche as a simple self-flying follow camera. Evolving the Neo design toward a slightly larger shape while staying under 250 grams makes complete strategic sense for DJI. Now let us talk about a major battery detail that nobody else is talking about. When the tester picks the drone up from the ground, you can clearly see a charging hub sitting there. Inside that hub are what appear to be standard Neo 2 batteries. It is not a new battery format. It is not a redesigned cell. It looks like the exact same battery you might already own right now. This could mean DJI is keeping backward compatibility. That would be an amazing and friendly move for everyday consumers. On the other hand, it might just mean the drone is in very early development, and they're simply using what is currently available to them. Either way, it sets a strict limit on the overall power system design. Battery life is easily the biggest complaint from Neo 2 owners right now, so this detail is crucial. Then, there is the controller. A viewer spotted what looks exactly like a Radio Master Pocket controller being used. It is definitely not a standard DJI remote. DJI testing with third-party hardware is extremely rare. It strongly suggests they might be testing open compatibility. Or maybe the tester just grabbed whatever remote was handy that day. Either way, it is a massive detail to flag. So, what are we actually looking at here? There are three main possibilities. My primary read is that this is the DJI Neo 3. The prop guards match the Neo family perfectly. The testing timeline also makes perfect sense for this model. The original Neo launched in September 2024. The Neo 2 followed shortly after in November 2025. Seeing a Neo 3 in active field testing by April 2026 fits their fast internal development cycles perfectly. Add in the consumer-friendly shape, and all the data points directly in this direction. The second possibility is the Avata 3. But the Avata 360 just launched very recently. DJI simply does not release new versions before the old one can sell well. Plus, the physical design just does not match the heavy Avata DNA. The third possibility is a totally new line entirely, like the rumored Flip 2 or Leo. But this prototype does not match their unique folding shapes or professional designs. My final verdict is solid. This is the Neo 3 in early field testing. To understand what the Neo 3 needs to be, you have to look at what the Neo 2 actually did. The Neo 2, when it places bigger drones, simply could not go. Solo creators could suddenly get amazing follow shots without needing a cameraman. People use it on bikes, on trail runs, and on family trips. It genuinely changed how ordinary people make simple videos. That is exactly why the stakes for the Neo 3 are so high right now. It represents a promise that DJI actually listened to our feedback. And let us be honest here, the Neo 2 had some real problems. The battery life was the absolute biggest issue. DJI claimed 18 to 19 minutes of flight time, but real active flying only gave about 10 to 12 minutes. That huge gap is incredibly frustrating. The Neo 3 absolutely needs to deliver 20 to 25 minutes of real, moving, tracking flight time. If they manage to fix that single issue, current owners will happily upgrade instantly. The camera also needs a very big upgrade. The Neo 2 camera was just okay. But devices like the Mini 4 Pro and Action 5 Pro have raised the bar high. The Neo 3 needs a larger sensor. It needs better low-light performance. It also needs genuine 4K at 120 frames per second slow motion without any ugly digital cropping. It also needs better and stronger motors. The Neo 2 tracks fine at a normal walking pace, but it really struggles to keep up with fast subjects like dirt bikes or fast runners. We need a faster drone that still stays under 250 grams. Then there is the remote ID issue. The Neo 2 used an awkward, bulky add-on module. That is just not acceptable anymore. Remote ID must be built directly into the drone itself. Finally, the obstacle